Oh, thank you very much. Oh, my God. Oh, stop. You're giving me a big complex. I don't need anything. Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be back here in New York, Citois. Oh, God, it's been a while. Here at Reno's Sweeties. Now, you may have noticed, Wayland is no ventriloquist, and I am no fucking dummy. Now, with that out of the way, I'd like to tell you, since I've seen you last, I've been on a lot of things. Been on Andy Williams, been on Don Ho, and I've been on Quaaludes. Way things are shaking out there in L.A., I'd rather be quacking than quaking, I'll tell you. Oh, God, Hollywood. Can't stand that town. Everything out there's got a Queen Anne front and a Mary Ann behind. But I'll tell you what I really think of Hollywood CAL. Hit it, Gary! Ee-hi! Shovel all the coal in, gotta keep it rolling. Take me back to Manhattan. Take me back to New York. I love the east side, the west side, the north side, and the south side. So take me back to Manhattan. That dear old dirty town. Just like Anne Margaret, I fell right down on my beaver. Woo! Let me take this thing off. I'm hotter than a half-fucked fox in a forest fire. I don't want you to think I've gone too Hollywood on you. I bought this at Lana Turner's garage sale. I found a crab in it the other night. I heard the best way to get rid of the crabs. A Jewish friend of mine told me. He says, "Madam, what you do? Get you some sour cream, smear it on your privates, then you scream, 'Party time!' Little buggers, he didn't get so fat, they fall off." Get that down there. Oh, I've got to tell you a lot of things. Back here in New York, this is where I met my good friend and traveling companion, Maud. Met her at the Port Authority. She's about the best authority on port I ever met, as a matter of fact. She used to be in show business till her donkey died. Never got that act out of Tijuana. But anyhow, Maud's not too bright. I bought her a vibrator for Christmas and she knocked out 4 teeth the first day. We're traveling together now. I keep her along, you know. She's backstage, as a matter of fact, you know, pressing my nylons. She loves that busy work. I'm sorry I'm a little late getting out here this evening, but I was backstage myself with my fiancé. That's French for the guy I'm fucking now. Honey, those Frenchmen are so wishy-washy, you don't know if you're going to get wished or washed. Doesn't much matter, though. Once I get my wish, I usually wash. He is gorgeous, though. 6'4", blonde, blue-eyed, 19. I don't think that's a bad IQ for a guy 17 years old, do you? Oh, Maud told me the other night, says, "Madam, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Dating that young kid, you should be more careful. It could be fatal." I said, "Oh, what the hell, Maud? If he dies, he dies." Maud and I have gotten a wonderful apartment out there in Hollywood. Wasn't furnished, so I phoned Abbey Rents. They'll rent anything. I've done the whole apartment in party supplies and sick room fixtures. I'm telling you, I hate sleeping in that iron lung. Maud loves hers, though. She doesn't even have to worry about breathing, just plugs it in the wall there. I do like the little mirrors up over our faces. I can put my makeup on in the morning without getting out of bed. Well, the other day, the doorbell rang, and I was lying there in my lung, reading the joys of something or other. About that time, the doorbell rang. So I pulled myself out of my tank, went to the door, opened it. There's a Hare Krishna guy standing there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Aren't they attractive people? I love the way they dress. The little caftans and tennis shoes. Very trendy. Well, he's standing there shaking a cup in my face. I said, "I suppose you want a donation?" He says, "Yes." I said, "I'll give you $100 if you learn a new fucking song." Oh, Gary. You know, have you seen all those new television shows they've been putting on the air? My God, all those quiz shows and everything. They've got a new one now called Name That Fume. I got Maud on it as a contestant. What it is, they bring this little plastic booth out on the stage. Ding, 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 ding. Then they put Maud inside and strapped her down to a chair. She looked like Susan Haywood on I Want to Live. Then they turned the gas on. Shh. She took one whiff. Oh, shit. He says, "You're right, for $200. Oh, my. The other night, Maud says, "Madam, I haven't seen one Hollywood star since we've been out here in Hollywood." I said, "Well, let's go to the Brown Derby for breakfast." So we get there very early in the morning, sit down. I leaned over the table. I said, "Now, Maud, for God's sake, don't order a Coca-Cola no matter what you do this early in the morning. They either know you're an alcoholic or a Southerner. And I don't know which one's worse." About that time, the waitress came by our table. Maud looked up. She says, "2 double martinis." I said, "Oh, screw it, I'll have the same." So while we're waiting for the drinks to get there, I thought I'd go to the powder room and powder my nose, which takes a little doing. So coming out of the powder room, I bumped into none other than Frank Sinatra. I said, "Oh, Mr. Sinatra, I just love your ooby-dooby-doos. Listen, would you like to do an old gal a favor?" "No, not that, Frank. Put that back." On second thought, could I see that again? No, put that back. Listen, I'm here with a good friend of mine. She's sitting up there at the table. You see her? "My name is Madam. If you would just come by the table and speak to me, it would just tickle me to death. Would you do that?" He said he would. Well, I went back and sat down with Maud. A little while later, Frank came bouncing across the floor there. Maud looked up. She says, "Who is that?" I said, "Well, put on your fucking glasses and look." That looks like Frank Sinatra. I said, "It is, and he happens to be a very close friend of mine." So when he came by the table, he says, "Hello, madam." I said, "Oh, fuck off, Frank." I loved it. Oh, screw them all but 6 and save them for pallbearers. After that, Maud and I headed up to the Hyatt House Hotel there to catch the Gray Line bus tour of Hollywood. If you're not gray when you get on it, you are when you get off. So we're standing outside there reading the little newsstands, you know, the newspapers in the stands. "Oh, Maud, look at the headline on this. Bugs Bunny admits he's a homosexual." I guess now we really know what's up, Doc. Well, about that time, the bus got there, so we hopped on. Got to the back of the bus. I said to Maud, "You sit behind me so we both can get a window seat." So I'm sitting there, preening and carrying on, straightening out little ear screws. About that time, this very large lady sat down beside me. I recognized her. I'd seen her face on food stamps. She was doing all the right things for herself. Long blonde turd curls with black roots. Little yellow and orange print dress there. White socks, brogans, and a big bag of burritos over here to her left. She kept fishing into the bag there and throwing the burritos down her throat. Well, I looked over about halfway through the trip. She had finished the burritos and was getting a little gassy. She was sitting there moving around, you know, doing it cheek to cheek, cheek to cheek. Well, I noticed every time the bus would get to the top of the hill, the light would turn to red, the bus would stop and put its air brakes on. Shh! Well, I knew what she had in mind. She's going to use that as a cover-up. Well, I looked back over at her. She was all reared up in the seat there, ready for the next light. The bus gets to the top of the hill, the light turns to green, the bus goes right on through. Well, she caught one. I have never. The woman in front of me yelled, "Earthquake!" I looked back, she was still fighting her dress down. I haven't seen a dress go up that high since Marilyn Monroe's in 7-Year Itch. I turned around to Maud. I said, "Maud, unless something thrilling happens to us at the farmer's market, this is going to be the highlight of this fucking tour." I took her over, Maud, I took her to Rome recently to see the Pope of the Vatican. If you can. So we're coming out of the Vatican there, eschewing the pigeons. Ah! Don't do that on church, people. Maud, get that one. It's got a message tied to her foot. Get it. Hold on to her. Bring her down to the ground. Get her. God, she's bitches. Kill her. Think she's dead? Okay, you get the message off her foot. Oh, I don't want to touch her. She may have mites. Well, I don't know. I've never seen a mite. My mother always used to tell me about mites. Get the message off her foot, Maud. don't know how you'd catch a mite. I guess if you fucked a pigeon, you get him. Now give me that message. Surrender Dorothy. I don't have to tell you the Pope didn't like me a lot. No, he likes big tits. So I'm sauntering around the Palazzo there, au Sagran. Walked over to this little card stand. They were selling pictures of the Pope with flitter shit all over his face. Isn't that attractive? About that time, this covey of nuns swooped by. One little novice turned to the Mother Superior. She says, "Oh, Mother Superior, what are we going to do about the abortion bill?" She says, "Why, pay it, of course." So we're traveling on up the street there. Looked up the hill. There was a lady headed towards us, one of her tits hanging out. Maroon. Ma, do you see that? The lady up on the hill, do you see her? Well, put on your fucking glasses and look. Do you see her now? She's got a tit hanging out. Let's see. No, not that one. The one with the tit hanging out. I wonder if she knows. I think I'll go tell her. So I raced over to her in the best Italian that I could muster. I said, "Quel breste, el expose?" "Did you know you have a tit hanging out?" She says, "Oh my God, I must have left my baby on the bus." You know what, Wayland? We've really seen it all. The ups and downs of life. Do what? I'm sorry, they're giving us a little signal over there. Do what? There's one more? All right. You're going to edit this shit, aren't you? I certainly hope so, thank you. All right. You know, Wayland, we've really seen the ups and downs of life. But it wasn't the ups and downs that bothered me so badly. It was the jerks in between. Looking back, I'd say that on the whole, that it's been heaven, mostly heaven. Though between the peaks we've hit our pit or two, I have never lost my chin's up point of view, 'cause it's heaven even in the pits with you. Sometimes it's been rotten, but we've gotten through the turkeys to the hits. Now with all the lords and ladies at the Ritz, we rub elbows, knees and noses, toes and tits. AMP to Franklin Simons, we've been there and back a lot. Still I wear my summer diamonds, summer diamonds, summer not. Madam, how old are you? Can you keep a secret? Certainly. So can I. Listen, tell me, how do you keep so young? Oh, no, that's a trick. Tell us your trick, you tell us all your other tricks. Wash your mouth. I'll tell you if you'll kiss me. Get it over here. Hardly worth the trouble. Secret. What's my secret? When I tell you, you may laugh, but by and by... Oh, I think she just snapped a garter. Whoop. You will find there's no one cleverer than I. Here it is, Wayland. My magic formula to a long and healthy life. Just 3 little words. What? Well, tell these people, they want to know. Oh, my God. I swore on a stack of Maria Uspenskaya's I'd never tell. You promised. You promised? Yes. Here it is. Keep on breathing, and you'll never, never die! That's right, folks. Just suck it in and push it out. It's kept me alive as long as I've been around. And I promise you this, if you do just that one thing for me, then you'll never, 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 never die. Give me a fucking drink!
Here, quick.
Oh, good, you got it for me, good. Oh, that's wonderful. I never drink till I get off stage.
A little bit, too? Listen, boy, this feels like old times.
Yes.
It's about time you
Sitting in a bar drinking, getting snobbed.
It's about time you got your ass back to New York.
I love New York.
Do you miss it?
I certainly do. I can't get hold of California.
Why?
I don't know. It's hard to find peace and love in a city that knows no God.
But isn't it as wild as everybody says it is out in L.A.? How about you, Will? What do you think?
What? How do I like it?
Yeah.
I'm with Madam.
Incessantly. Ever get bored of being together so much?
No. She's my saving grace.
You told me something real weird once. You said that Baltimore was the wildest city you've ever been to.
Well, it's fun party town. It's a wonderful party town.
They don't have parties in L.A.?
Oh, well, they do, but not as sick.
I better not get into that. Well, and how does your family react to all of this? Seeing you on Hollywood squares all the time.
Well, they don't. The Andy Williams show doesn't even get to Dawson. My mother's put an aerial on her roof that'll reach Alaska. So she has friends over that watch the show, you know.
And how's the new Laughing going?
It's going very well.
Yeah? You like it?
I love it. It's gonna be a big thing.
I gotta ask you this question. I gotta ask Madam this question. What is Paul Lynde really like?
Oh, everybody asks me that. He's a very honest woman. Just kidding, Paul.
You had a wonderful...
Paul knows how to take a joke.
You had a... Does he?
Oh, really? Yes.
I've been around him sometimes when he didn't.
Oh, please.
Listen, I heard you had a very funny time with him one time when they did you do a question and answer kind of thing from the audience with Hollywood Squares all the time. You want to tell everybody about that?
On Squares?
On Squares.
What was that with the,
You're the man from Peoria.
I don't remember that. What happened?
You said that you were in the middle of a Q&A thing and a man said something from the audience and asked if you remembered him.
Oh, no, that was in Washington when I was on stage. I always ask for questions out of the audience. And I got one about Paul, and I went on about him being very honest and everything. I did a whole thing, and then this guy stood up and says, "Hey, madam, remember the night I fucked you in Baltimore?" I said, "Remember it. I'm trying to forget it."
Listen, you guys have both got to come back time and time again. Please, we miss you desperately.
All right, thank you.
Okay? I love you. Thank you.
Want a kiss?
All right, everybody, we're back. My first guest is one of the greatest hockey players of all time. He owns 4 championship rings and has more goals, assists, and career points than any hockey player in history. Please welcome the great one, Wayne Gretzky.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Wayne.
Thank you. I got a lot of family there.
What's that?
Got a lot of family.
And you have fans everywhere. You know what?
New York.
They're not Rangers fans. We have a Let's Go Rangers sign that lights up, right? It's next to the applause sign. We never get to use it. You know what? Your nickname, The Great One. I mean, that's got to be a difficult nickname to have. It puts so much pressure on you.
Well, I guess I'm used to it now. I've had it since I was 10 years old.
Since you were 10?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, everybody just, you know, will that be ranch dressing or salad? Oh, great one. I guess I'll have the ranch. What a great choice.
No, amongst my friends and teammates, obviously, like anyone else, my nickname is the same as anyone else's would be with their name, Gretz or Wayne or anything like that. But I got a little nervous when my kids asked me about it one time. How did I get my nickname, and why do they call me that?
Why do they call you the Great One? Yeah.
But I like to be called Wayne. It's more relaxing for me.
Well, also, most of us have, you know, when we have a nickname, it's derogatory. You know, it's like, hey, Carrot Top, or hey, Fathead, you know, pale skin.
I've had a lot of bad games.
Creepy. That's not me, of course.
Well, I've had a few bad games in my career. I've been called a lot worse than the Great One. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know if you remember. This is exciting, probably, for you to be working with me again.
Really?
Don't you remember? Did I play hockey? No, I didn't play hockey. I was a seminal part of your early performing career. You did Saturday Night Live, I think in 1989.
My goodness.
And we were in a sketch together. I was a writer then. Let's show the clip, and you'll see I'm in there. Let's roll this, please, Liz. And
sit down, everybody.
Oh, no.
Get your money's worth. Come on, boys. Let's go.
Don't you remember that? No memory?
I gotta tell you.
I'll never forget, during that sketch, you winked at me and whispered, live on air, someday you'll have a talk show and I'll come on it.
I didn't realize that, but I gotta tell you, it was one of the greatest shows of my life, being on Saturday Night Live. And I turned it down originally when Lorne Michaels asked me to do the show. He said, Wayne, we host the show. And I said, no, there's no way. I was at the Kentucky Derby. I'm in this airplane reading the paper, and it says, Wayne Gretsky to host Saturday Night Live. And I said, I said no to all this. But
that's how they book most of the people on that show.
Only because of fear I didn't want to do it. And my wife had said to me, one day you look back and think it was the greatest thing you ever did.
And it was a great show. It was funny.
Had so much fun doing it. And, of course, as you know, all the guys in the show and Mike Myers and everyone, it was a lot of fun.
It was a great show.
Great thrill.
I was looking through all your list of accomplishments, the different championships you've won, all the different trophies, and the list goes on and on and on. The one that intrigued me the most is you have won 5 Lady Byng trophies. And the Lady Byng trophy is for
gentlemanly player.
Gentlemanly behavior on the ice.
Yeah,
Is that an award that people want to win? I mean, people applaud it, but first of all, I was wondering, who's Lady Byng?
No idea. I don't know if it's a man or a woman.
We researched it. We found the only known footage of Lady Byng. Take a look. This is Lady Byng in action.
Oh, no.
And it's just, you know, something that we thought.
Well, maybe more guys will want to win.
We don't know. Is that an award, though, that there are some people that would, you know, some guys on the ice who think that, no, the game should be about putting a stick in someone's face. It should be about getting a scar. You know what I mean? And they would say, oh, I don't want the Lady Byng trophy. I want most jaws knocked loose from skull.
I don't know if anybody would go that far, but there's guys that don't want to win that award. There's guys that play hard and tough and physical that probably would never get their name on the award and probably never want it on the award.
Now, how did you manage to play? How many years total have you played?
This is my 21st.
21st year.
Yeah.
How did you manage to play all those years and you've got all your teeth?
No, that's
you
not
look
true.
great. What?
I have all my teeth.
Those are all fake?
Yeah. When I was 10 years old, I grew up, and I had braces on. And my parents didn't make a lot of money, and it cost a lot of money to get braces on. I got them off. 2 weeks later, I got a stick in the mouth and lost 5 teeth. And to this day, they're caps. But since I've been a pro, I haven't had any broken.
But you don't have the scar. I mean, some of these guys have, you know, deep scars and everything like that. You, no problems.
Fear.
Really?
People, yeah, I get out of the way as fast as I can. But some of the guys are, you know, beat up pretty badly. There's no question about it. I mean, it's a physical game, but you know what? It's a great game. I love it.
Some guys really look like they've been playing, you know, especially goalies or something. They look like old prospectors after. They'll be in their mid-20s, but no teeth, sort of like, there's gold in there, here's a teeth. They're shocked.
Yeah, some of them are pretty beat up.
What? When do you think you would retire? Do you ever any idea?
Not really. I love it too much. I'm fortunate. I think it's the greatest game in the world, and I'm lucky to be in this game.
What would you do after you retire? Do you even know what you want to do?
Well, I love your show, and I love what Andy does. Can I be Andy's assistant?
Yeah. That's up to Andy.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
That would be great, Andy, if you had a guy that sits next to you.
Sure.
And then when you're there long enough, there'll be someone who sits next to you. And eventually, if the show is on for like 50 years, we'll have this couch that just snakes along.
I can coach good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Andy, what kind of things are you going to make him do?
I'll probably just take a lot more time off. Just leaving here, yeah.
Can you do a 3-guy stare?
Yeah, three-way staring contest would be fun. Are you following this this basketball lockout is having an interesting effect on hockey because there's no basketball. It's putting a lot more attention on hockey.
Yeah, it is.
But people are saying it's a really good thing for hockey.
Well, it's a great thing for hockey. We're getting more exposure, and I think people are getting a chance to meet some of the players who haven't had a chance to get as much exposure as other athletes in other sports. But, you know, eventually basketball will get back. It's a great sport, and obviously guys like Jordan, it's pretty solid. But right now is a good chance for the NHL to take advantage of it, and I think they are. We have good people who run our league. And
It'd be weird if there was while the basketball lockout was going on, there was also a hockey lockout, because curling would become the #1 sport.
Very big in Canada.
It's really big?
Very big in Canada.
I don't understand how it works. I mean, not that I want a long, in-depth, but there is a sport there, right?
Yeah, it's very big in Canada. Very popular in Canada, by the way. And, well, next time I come back to the show, I'll tell you.
It's hard for a sport to become cool that involves sweeping very quickly, you know?
You go in a Lady Bing and that.
Congratulations. I know you started playing really early. Your son, is this right? You started teaching your son to skate at what age?
Well, that's not necessarily true. I didn't teach him because I'm scared to kind of show people that I'm pushing him. But at the age of 1, he brought me a pair of skates and wanted to skate. So I took him inline skating, rollerblading in California. We have pictures of him skating down the beach in Santa Monica in a diaper bottle. So.
Get out of my way, goo-goo, you know.
He's a better skater than I am, and he's good. He plays here in the city. They have a great hockey program here. My 2 boys, Ty and Trevor, they play here, and they love it. Play with your cousin's boy.
Oh, yeah?
Dennis.
Which one? Oh, yeah, Dennis, yeah.
He's down there quite a bit.
Dennis Leary going around calling people he's my cousin. I'm still looking for proof of that, and I want to share financially in any success he has.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, they take it seriously, too. Listen, thank you so much for coming. It was very nice of you.
Love your show.
Nice of you to be here. Come on back sometime.
All right,
Did you do that?
to.
All right,
you very
thanks
much.
for being here, Wayne. Wayne Gretsky, everybody. Dame Judi Dench coming up. Terrific show.